What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel. And guess what? It is tax day 2023. I know, nobody likes doing their taxes, but I'm happy because my day is over with. At the CPA firm, we got everything taken care of and we're able to move forward now. I'm going to have a lot more free time to bring you all a little bit of Web3 gaming content, a little cryptocurrency analysis, and really to just keep an eye on where the video game space is going. So this is day one of 2023 for me now that tax season's over. And let's just jump right into it. We don't really have a plan for today, but what I generally want to do is just give you all a little bit of feedback on where I've been, what I've been up to. While I've been doing research on my own during this entire tax season, going through the holidays of 2022, I've been doing a lot of gaming research and just staying on board with everything, right? But now, really, what sparked the turnaround, granted, other than getting the free time, what really sparked the turnaround for me was the recent banking crisis that we've been seeing in the U.S. Right? It felt like another moment where the cryptocurrency markets got a chance to have a full reset. We had the depegging with USDC. We have had over the course of more than a year, we had FTX crumble. We had Three Arrows Capital. We had, a whole but Terra Luna. We had a whole bunch of events that were just pretty much a washing out of the previous bull market. And as soon as the banking news started happening, my gears just went into another level. Researching everything that I could, reading everything that I could, and listening to as many podcasts as I could. We haven't even gotten to the gaming part of it. We're just talking about the macro crypto side of it. But I really do believe since the banking crisis sparked this new bull run, that's going to take some time, guys. I'm not saying this is, in my perspective, the third round for crypto. For any of you that may not be familiar, there's a general adoption phase for ideas. First they make fun of you, first they ignore you, then they make fun of you, then they fight you, and then hopefully you win at the end of the day. So right now, I think we're in stage 3, which is the fighting you stage. We've already started to see in the U.S. Granted, if you're in another area around the world, this may not apply to you. But in the U.S., we're having different senators come on board. Elizabeth Warren coming out against cryptocurrency and building an anti-crypto army for her re-election campaign. And, we're definitely in the fight you stage. Just today alone, Gary Gensler, the chairman of the SEC, was being grilled on Congress for his stances on crypto and a bunch of other things. So we're definitely in this idea where both parties that are for crypto and against crypto are going to be duking it out. They're going to be putting their best forward arguments, each side, and both sides have merit. But at the end of the day, in my perspective, this is a train that can't be stopped because of the fact that it's decentralized all around the world. It's already gotten to the point where it's too big that it's not going to slow down. Some projects are going to succeed, some projects are going to fail, but the general concept is going to continue forward. And hearing all of this news got me in it really hard. Didn't really know exactly where to pick up with it once I came back into the research mode. But after taking some time, doing the homework, and making my own personal bets on where we're at, I made the purchases without really having a thesis, and that thesis is now what we're going to talk about in general. So at the end of the day, after looking at my buys and my portfolio, I was really thinking about this idea of look, the general adoption phase for every bull run has been, we start with Bitcoin, we move to Ethereum, from Ethereum to altcoin layer ones into DeFi into NFTs and gaming. Let's not even get into, I guess we could say gaming. We really only had one major gaming bull run, which was all related to Axie Infinity, and it splashed across the entire market. Didn't matter if you were on the engine ecosystem like I was at the time playing Lost Relics, or if you were on the Wax blockchain playing Splinterlands or Millions on Mars. The entire system got a boost, and we've now seen that drain out. And don't worry, we're going to get heavy into the gaming side of it, but I really have to set the stage on where I think we are. And because I think we have this reset right now, and we're entering the fight you stage, a lot of my bets have been on these layer 1 blockchains that I previously had not been interested in. The idea, Solana, to the credit, I'll give it full credit. One of the blockchains I was disregarding in the beginning, I've now put a little bit of investment into because of the fact that it has gotten major gaming adoption and individual PFP NFT collector adoption. I think this whole cycle that's coming up is going to be around this idea of now getting into the application phases of blockchain tech being able to find its audience, its first mass market apps that are its killer app, I guess you could say. So I, obviously got involved there. Been keeping eyes, obviously, Ethereum, Polkadot. Recently, Avalanche, was another one that I recently got into. The news that they had about the partnership with Amazon was obviously huge, but one of the things that put me over the edge was staying on top of one of the games that I'm excited for in 2023, which is Shrapnel. So don't know necessarily, when you're making a purchase into Avalanche or cryptocurrency layer one, obviously you're betting on the growth of the network. And this is a major application that could benefit. But even if Shrapnel fails, the overall applications, in Avalanche could push forward. A lot of thesis around scalability. Was another big one. So one of my major bets, probably the major bet for this run, has been Polygon. And what pushed me over the edge on Polygon, it really comes back. It goes down to all the way to the gaming side of it. This recent partnership that they made at CES 2023 with Immutable X really sealed the deal for me in terms of that's one of the. I feel like I got gaming exposure between those two powerhouses coming together. I have, the scalability argument with them rolling out ZK EVMs. I know that, they may not be first to market on this topic. ZK Sync was first to market, but just because of how much adoption that Polygon has been getting, like the business development aspects, partnering with Starbucks for rewards, recently hearing about a lot of major PFP collections making the move over. I really do think Ryan Watt there. At first, when Ryan Watt was being brought on board, like I was really happy about the gaming aspect of it all. Really wanted someone to focus on gaming, and now this partnership with Immutable X kind of like it sets the stage for me. I feel like I understand it better. Just as a note here, obviously you're joining me in my learning journey. Okay, we're doing a lot of homework, a lot of research, and I'm giving you my opinions on things. Definitely not financial advice. You have to be a client of the CPA firm if you want some of that. But in this aspect, it's really about trying to have a thesis, following the news. There's too much in crypto right now. Like, even if I were, I got to the point like a year ago where I was like, okay, crypto's growing so fast that you have to specialize, right? And I was thinking about gaming, for example. So I was like, okay, I'm going to specialize in gaming. We're going to go down that route. But now there's just too many games and when they haven't even launched yet, guys. Like I'm looking at my list right now. Like I easily got 30 games that I'm following news on, just randomly. Ones that I feel like have some unique items, and we'll talk about them in a little bit, but it's just too much. So definitely not talking from a place of certainty here. As I learn, I'll be sharing with you my journey and what I feel, what I think, and then you can make your own opinions. Again, going back with the Polygon and IMX discussion, now it feels like, look, Polygon is going to strictly focus on the infrastructure play, and Immutable X is going to strictly focus on the gaming aspect of it. Okay. Now, when I thought about it here, IMX, which I'm a big believer on, following Gods Unchained and been playing, you can check out any of my old videos on that end. I've been thinking about this idea of what does it mean for the two to work together? Obviously they were competitors, I guess you could say, before. But now, it looks like, look, IMX is going to be developing on a major platform for Polygon, where they're going to be hopefully onboarding multiple games and connecting all these games into a unified marketplace, right? Where you can buy, sell, trade your items across the entire ecosystem, no matter what exchange you're on or what platform you're on. Now, if Polygon continues to onboard other games, they got some really big ones coming, like Dead Drop, and Champions Ascension. If those games choose to onboard into the Polygon like proof of stake version, product that Polygon offers, and that doesn't touch Immutable, that would be still feels like Polygon would be competing against IMX in that case. if they decide, no, you know what, we're going to focus and recommend all of our gaming partners to go the immutable route and really push forward on collaboration, partnership, and building together, that's what excites me more. But there's a lot of other plays too. Avalanche with SuperNets, is a potential breakout. Solana, because of its scalability, can have so many transactions for any type of major gaming MMO. So those are all things to watch on, and this is why when I take, obviously I want to be betting on gaming, right? But when I'm taking, because I'm specializing in gaming, but when I'm taking these bets, it's hard for me to say, like, look, layer one blockchains inherently are more safer. And if I really do think on this next bull run that gaming is going to be the killer application, I mean, being able to pick, I don't care who you are. If you're some of the best investors in the world, you can't tell before a game launches whether or not it's going to be a success at a massive level. You'll know whether the game is good or not and whether or not it will garner some attention, but you won't know if it's going to go viral. I mean, I've looked at research papers from the people that are betting the most, like they're betting the most types of funds, VCs, taking the biggest shots in gaming and trying to be successful, and they can't hit their target. But once in a blue moon. So it is what it is. You get layer one exposure. I feel like no matter what blockchain, what game wins, I have exposure to it on that end. So that's good. And, I was watching, Real Vision and Raul Paul a couple days ago put a tweet out online on Twitter, and that he says, his perspective on the whole NFT aspect of it is that as bull runs occur, participants in the networks take some of their profits and invest those in assets in the ecosystem. This is the exact same thing I was saying when I was playing Lost Relics back in 2020, which was like, as the bull run was happening, the rare, transcendent items were going through the roof. And the reason why is because players were taking their wins from crypto and moving it into their passion, into their hobbies, into the things that they love. And I think that that's going to play out again. So that's what I'm keeping on. But I do think that gaming, the thing with gaming is that it's tough, because if we're really going to have a breakout hit, we don't know when it's going to hit. It could hit at the beginning of a bull run, at the end of the bull run. It could hit in a bear market. We don't really know. What I do know, and what I'm really interested in, is that 2020 and 2021 had some of the largest VC investments in terms of all games in blockchain and Web3. So if it takes a general game 1 to 2 years just to get on its feet, and then 3 to 5 years to really play out and get into ready to ship type mode in terms of building. So if those investments really came heavily in 2020 and 21, then some of those projects are about to come online. We started to see a few of them already. We've seen Alluvium take the next steps with their platform. And we've seen Axie Infinity start to make more moves with the Ronin network. So I do think that I think there's a slight chance, less than 50%, but I do believe there's a chance that in the middle of this bull run may be prolonged because of gaming, but we need to see it happen before then. In the meantime, we're in sit and watch mode. And that's why we haven't really made any major investments in like gaming DAOs like YGG or Merit Circle. Why we haven't gone in really heavily. I've been buying some NFTs, nothing too crazy, just a little bit, so that if, hey, one of these games that I'm really interested in pops off, I want to be able to be there to be able to in play the game, benefit from rewards or whatnot, and own a little bit of rarity. Anyway, prices are down right now for some projects, not for all. I guess on that note, that kind of catches you up in terms of what I've been thinking. Obviously, been making a move on layer ones, keeping an eye. The next move, obviously, right now we're in the Bitcoin and Ethereum phase. Ethereum just had its major upgrade, the Chapella upgrade, that is just setting us up for the end of the year when hopefully the scalability for layer twos will really be unlocked. So right now, layer ones in general have been what I've been aiming for, with my biggest bet actually being layer 2 Polygon because of the gaming aspect tied to it. And we're going to just see how it plays out. I think if the normal trend plays out, we're going to go into this fight you stage. Layer ones will go up first, cycle into DeFi, and from DeFi cycle into PFPs or NFTs. And in that mix of NFTs will be gaming. And if a gaming project is ready to release or ready, like on the cusp of getting mass adoption, or have potential for it, I think that may be the thing that separates this cycle from all others. So that's what we're going to be keeping our eye on. We have some obvious holes of research that we need to go through. The Yuga Labs stuff, and the Yuga Labs, like all the PFPs and all the projects and all their gaming metaverse, is an area, a black hole area for me. Done very little research on it. I've been pretty much priced out since the beginning. So, because of that, not necessarily priced out, but not wanting to put that big of a portion of the portfolio into an NFT specifically. I need to see more in the economy to be able to do that. And there's other games that I believe right now that have accomplished more in a shorter amount of time, whose NFTs are being overlooked completely. So is what it is. But as we learn more, we're going to keep updating you guys. Just wanted to get this first video out there on April 18th, tax day 2023. And you're going to be following me, playing games, going through the things that I learned, giving you guys feedback and what I thought. So if you enjoy the content, you want to support, hit the like button, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Here at Strike Team Games, I'm going to be excited to push forward 2023 throughout this bull run, if I'm right. And hopefully y'all will be able to join me for the ride. Love to have some of y'all on to have some major in-depth gaming discussions. As a last shout out to some of the games I'm watching, obviously Dead Drop, Champions Ascension, Axie Infinity, Gods Unchained. I'm just going through a random list here. Metalcore, Millions on Mars, Lost Relics, Shrapnel, Skyweaver, Superior, Digidaigaku, Ember Sword, I believe today. Ember Sword's playtest just got done. I finished. I missed it because of work, but we'll keep an eye on other stuff. And the Sandbox. So those are just some of the ones. I got a list of another 30. I'll be catching up with you guys during the journey. Hope y'all enjoy it, and I will catch y'all next time. Peace out.